Oil-based inks dry really slow in the winter, so something that you can do is add a little bit of Cobalt dryer or Cobalt-free dryer into your ink. Obviously I am talking about printmaking, but you also can do this into your oil paints. But adding a dryer is just a way to make it so that you can speed up your drying speed without losing some of the benefits you get from an oil-based ink or paint, which is generally some of those richer, more vibrant colors and then a longer workable time. But there are a couple things you want to be aware of when you're doing this to make sure you're not setting yourself up for heartache later down the road. First, and arguably the most important, is you want to make sure that you're either adding it equally to all layers or you only add it to the beginning layers and you can omit it to the later layers. But you don't want to reverse that. You don't want to add the Cobalt dryer just to the later layers but not to the beginning ones. The reason for this, if the paint underneath is drying slower than the paint on top, then it can cause it to crack, it can cause it to do some weird things with shine, and honestly it damages the integrity of your artwork and the longevity of it. Now you can break this rule if you are intentional about it and you know what you are doing, but you definitely don't want to be adding heartache for yourself by only adding it on the second, third, fourth, etc. layers, but skipping it on the first. For me, if I'm going to be utilizing this tool, I make sure that I start it from the beginning and then I use it all the way through. The next most important thing is how much you need to add to your ink. So you'll notice with these, I added about a drop or two to each color. My bigger piles got 2 drops, my smaller piles got 1. And this amount of dryer, plus it being the first layer and leaving my studio light on it to kind of speed up the drying time just an extra little bit, will make it so that my first layer is completely dry for printing tomorrow. That drying speed is just really nice, especially when I have a situation like I am doing today where I cannot print wet onto wet. So the Cobalt dryer is just really nice and useful. One word of caution that I will give you though is if you're like me and you like to save all of your spare oil-based ink by either putting it in tin canisters or wrapping it up in tin foil like I like to do, your ink is going to dry quicker. It's going to not survive in your little tin foil packet. So you either have the trade-off of you can increase your drying speed just for the project you're working on, you can lose some art materials, or you can do the crazy idea, which I'm going to do, which is starting a whole brand new side project just to use up the colors. Because honestly, I hate wasting things, and if I'm going to waste something, I'd rather just waste my time. I think I might try and use this as a chance to do a bucket list test project that I've been wanting to do, but I need to make it quick and simple, because if I get too distracted, it's going to cause me to be derailed from all of my other art projects. And I'm recording this voiceover obviously after the fact, so this ink did end up drying perfectly by the next day. So anyways, if you love the richness of oil mediums, but you don't really love the drying speed, this is an excellent tool to have at your disposal.